What up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to talk about how good is stronger than evil, God is stronger than the devil, and you're stronger than your haters. You're stronger than all the evil opposition in the world. You're stronger than these narcissists, and I think a lot of people have this idea backwards rather. I think a lot of people believe that evil is the dominant force in the world and that good is weaker or something like that, and that's not how it works at all. Evil is empowered for a short time. So it's like evil will run this big fast sprint and get way far ahead, and it will look like evil is so far ahead, but actually evil has tired itself out. Satan has tired himself out, and we keep walking forward, jogging forward, and we're going to go way past him, and he's running all these sprints, completely exhausting himself, completely wearing himself out, and he's going to lose in the end. He's going to lose bad. Like, I used to do some MMA, UFC fighting, whatever, just training it a bit and messing with it a bit. And one of the first things we learn doing that is to manage your energy. And if you can tire out your opponent, you've won pretty easily, And most people, when they were beginners and when they were green, they would they would really just go on this big adrenaline frenzy, and they'd have about 30 seconds of this adrenaline, super fast, super strong, whatever. And then once that 30 seconds was done, they were completely helpless. They couldn't fight back. They couldn't stay in it. They couldn't stay on it, and they were completely done. And that's what Satan does. That's what evil does. That's what narcissists do. And that's what the evil in the world is really doing, is trying to run this very fast sprint, and they're going to exhaust themselves in the end of the day. Evil does not win in the end of the day, and Satan is submissive to God. Like, evil is not the dominant force. Satan is not the dominant force. God is the dominant force, Darkness is not the dominant force. Light is the dominant force. Hatred is not the dominant force. Love is the dominant force. Love is powerful and dominant, and hatred is weak and cowardly and submissive, and all these kinds of things. And ultimately, fear and hatred and all these things and shame and guilt submit themselves to love and kindness. Same thing, lies, deception, manipulation is not the dominant force. It is submissive to the truth, to solidness, to straightforwardness. And I mean, that's what God is. God is truth. God is love, Satan is lies, manipulation. Satan's the ultimate narcissist. I say that a lot, but is lies, manipulation, hatred, fear, guilt, shame, all this type of stuff, And it's kind of funny when people, submit themselves to evil or submit themselves to an evil life or whatever, and it's like you're submitting yourself to something that's not even strong or powerful, Submit yourself to God. He's strong. He's powerful. He's true. He does the right thing, But people are submitting themselves to this thing, and it's like, Satan's not going to protect you. Satan's not going to hold you down. Satan's not going to look after you. Satan is just going to try to exploit you. Satan is going to try to ruin your life. Satan is going to just try to screw people over, and people ultimately end up very unhappy in their lives. They end up in the matrix. They just work some job they don't like. They have a family they're not happy with. They have an unfulfilling, whatever, life that they're not good with, And They have just submitted themselves to Satan, and that's what most people will do, unfortunately, because to see good requires, it requires like long-term vision, to see good, it requires you to be able to see beyond, to be able to see deeper, to be able to see and realize like bigger and greater things. Whereas if people can only see what's right in front of them, they can't see anything bigger or greater, there's no greater vision, then they go along with evil, hook, line, and sinker. They'll go along with evil, they'll go along with Satan, they'll go along with narcissism, they'll go along with BS, because they can only see this short little thing in front of them. And I can just tell you, in life, like, a lot of people I've known who live evil lives and do the wrong things, they're very short-sighted, and they generally can't see, long-term goals or bigger, greater things, and generally just want here and now satisfaction, and that's how most people live. And I have my own here and now satisfaction things I do. I'm not gonna lie or like say I'm so big or righteous or whatever. I have plenty of those things in my life, but ultimately I look toward heaven, and that's, having an actual goal in your mind, having something that's actually bigger and greater that you want to achieve and get to, is this heaven, this bigger, greater thing, and you have God, and he is a bigger, greater being, but a lot of people don't do that. They go for Satan, and he's small, and he's pathetic, and he's wimpy, and he's cowardly, and he has to lie and manipulate in order to get ahead. Satan's plans would not work without deception. Satan's plans would not work without lies. Satan and all those who follow him, which is most of the earth, unfortunately, are cowards, Most of the earth gives into a state of fear. Most of the world gives into a state of hatred. Most of the world gives into a state of jealousy. Most of the world gives into a state of not standing up for themselves and enabling evil and not having a good sense of themselves, And because most of the world collectively submits to a lie, submits to gaslighting, submits to deception, that deception gains power for a short time. And that deception becomes empowered, unfortunately. It's like someone has a cult, and they're this cult leader, and they have some weird lie they're telling about taking an alien spaceship to the beyond or whatever it is, and we all have to dress the same and act the same and whatever. And, again, if people submitted themselves to God and to good and to truth, they would say this guy's a liar, this guy's a weirdo, this guy's pathetic. And if people did not enable, that guy would go nowhere in life. But because people enable and submit themselves to this, these small, cowardly, weak, pathetic things, and these small, cowardly, weak, pathetic people become big, It's like you got some little cockroach, some little insect, some little spider, some little whatever, and, you make it cast this big shadow. So this little tiny thing is now being projected into something which appears a lot bigger and a lot more powerful. And then everyone is saying, oh, this thing is so big. Oh, this thing is so powerful. Oh, the almighty cockroach, Oh, the almighty housefly. Oh, the almighty spider, whatever it is. Look at how big and powerful it is. Then you go, no, it's a shadow. It's a projection. It's actually weak. And then what happens next, unfortunately, is they go, how dare you? They go bad, and you get punished, and you get rejected, and you get hurt, and you have bad things happen to you. But it's not Satan himself that's doing that. It's these people who are enabling the Satan. It's these people who will not stand up for themselves, you know? And you want to stand up for yourself, and then they go, how dare you? And that's how evil becomes powerful, is by deceiving people. It's not powerful on its own. Satan is not powerful on his own. It's people who give their power up to this thing. And if you look at any evil regime throughout history, the Nazis or whatever, like, that stuff doesn't last. It gets exposed. It goes away, you know? And the people involved in it were very arrogant and overconfident, and, you know, that's another attribute of evil, is being arrogant and overconfident, and they can't envision or imagine their stuff not working. They are so convinced of the lie that they think that the lie is the truth, and everything is all vice versa, you know? So people think that the truth is a lie, and they think that, you know, that a lie is the truth, you know? Essentially, it's like, just give me a sec here. Essentially, it's like people think that God is the devil, and people think that the devil is God, you know? People have switched around good and evil. And, like, it doesn't matter how many people enable evil. It doesn't matter how many people go along with it. It's going to collapse in the end. It's going to not work in the end. And, like, in the end of the day, like, don't be scared of Satan. Satan's not scary. Be scared of God. God is more powerful than Satan. God is big and is powerful and is dominant and is in charge and is not someone to play around with or screw around with. Satan is a dumb little manipulative screwball who's going to end up in prison, i.e. hell, in the end, you know? He's going to be thrown into the pit of hell, and so, you know, are all who follow him, you know? There's nothing really that Satan can do without manipulating us, you know? That's where he gets his power from, is manipulation, is manipulating people, is getting people to give their power up to him, you know? And if you think about any dictator or horrible person or whatever, or some horrible regime or anything like that, you know, I don't know, communist Russia, Nazi Germany, you know, what was it? I think there was a Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, something like that. Anything like that, all those people have decided to say, hey, collective lie, collective gaslighting. And those people have let evil and Satan steal their power. And because their power gets stolen, you know, they go on to do really bad things, and there's this false appearance of quote-unquote power. And look, like, in the end of the day with this stuff, like, the Archangel Michael defeats all the armies of Satan on his own, you know? It didn't take, it wasn't, like, hard, you know? And at the end of the day, once we get past all the BS, defeating evil isn't going to be hard. Maybe I shouldn't say that exactly. There will be a lot of obstacles and difficulties in defeating evil, but once we can get past the deception, and once we can get past seeing evil as strong or powerful or tough, which it's not, it's weak, it's cowardly, and once we can get past having that viewpoint of evil, and we can see it for, you know, how pathetic that it really is. And if people would just see evil people, evil things, narcissists, whatever, If people would just see these people as weak and pathetic and not empower them, they wouldn't get anywhere. They wouldn't go anywhere. But they steal people's potential. They steal the goodness that is inside of people and corrupt it, you know? Evil still needs quote-unquote love. Evil still needs quote-unquote light, but evil is lit by the light of the black sun. And it's a bright darkness that they have. It's a false light, you know, and it's a false love, you know. It's a false love of love bombing and trying to buy people's affection and hollow charm and superficiality and all that kind of stuff, you know. Sorry guys, I'm back. But yeah, it's a false love, it's a fake love, it's a fake light, and ultimately Satan is a false god. He wants to take the place of God and act like God and pretend to be God. And people are buying into this play pretend perception that he's doing, and they are buying into his tricks, and they are buying into his BS en masse. And because people are so bought into Satan, they are so bought into his deception, and they are just like holding it up with everything they have, you know. They are. Because people are doing that, it becomes enabled, and we live in a very selfish, fake, materialistic world. We live in the Matrix. We have extremely manipulative, narcissistic, evil people on the top of our society who are lying to us completely, who are not trustworthy people. I mean, just look at the Jeffrey Epstein thing. You know, that should tell you everything you need to know about the people running our society. But you know, because people won't just say, hey, that's evil, and people won't go, hey, that is evil, let's root it out, you know, let's get rid of it. They're doing everything they can to enable it and to hold it up and to keep it going and to prop it up and to, we gotta keep this evil going. We gotta, you know, they just do everything they can to enable this evil, and most of the population does it. But like, it's all a deception. It's all a false projection, you know. See the true goodness, and you'll see that that one little inkling of goodness is stronger than the whole host of evil, you know. God's pinky finger is stronger than the whole hand of Satan, you know. Is stronger than the hand of every demon and all combined and put together, you know. And goodness is like infinity, you know, whereas evil is like negative infinity. You know, it's just, evil's like a black hole that's just like sucking things in, you know, and goodness is like the sun or something like that. Maybe that's not the best metaphor, but the basic idea is there. Is evil is just like death, and goodness is life. That's a better way of saying that. But yeah, you know, so life is stronger than death. Death doesn't have any strength. Death is just dead, you know? And that's what's going to happen to Satan and the people who follow him and all the evil people. They're going to experience the second death, i.e. hell, you know? Their consciousness is not going to continue on. They will not endure, you know? They decided to run this super fast sprint of deception, you know? You're running a 10-mile, I don't know, whatever, how long a marathon is, 28 miles? You're running a 28-mile marathon, and then this idiot in front of you, or all these idiots, decide they're going to sprint as fast as they possibly can. And it's like, you got 100 different people in this race you're racing with, and you're the only one who knows what's up, and all these other 99 people are sprinting as fast as they can, and they're telling you you're an idiot because you want to keep a good pace. you're an idiot because, you know, you're going to do it in a way that makes sense, and they're all laughing at you, and they're all so, you know, egotistical and weird, and they run their sprint, and after about 100 yards, they're so exhausted, they have their hands on their ankles, they're, you know, and you're still jogging along, keeping your good pace, you know. And it's like at that point, they won't really have anything very much to say, you know. But when they're sprinting out in front of you and they're running out so far ahead of you, they're all, look at him back there. What's he doing back there? What's going on with him back there? Look at how much faster we're going. And they're so emboldened and so not aware. And then fatigue sets in and they lose the race and they quit and they give up and they're too tired to go on. They can't continue. They can't keep moving. They can't keep grinding, you know. And that's what it's going to be like, you know. It's, you know, because these people are just going to eventually burn themselves out, you know, and they're not going to have anything left in the tank, you know. And it's like I see people and I can see how depressed and out of it and weird, and like I have my own issues, I'm not going to say I don't, but I could just see how out of it people are, and I could see how just trapped they feel in their jobs and in their families and in life and in religions and in ideologies and social movements and stuff like that. And I could see how trapped and stuck people are, you know. And it's just like, man, you know, you shouldn't have listened to those herd of people that told you to sprint the marathon as fast as you can. And the thing is, when you go up to them and you tell them it's illogical, you're going to get tired, they'll go, oh, we don't get tired. What are you talking about? You know, it's all about going faster, all about this, that, you know. And the thing is, evil is stupid too. Evil does not have any true wisdom. Evil does not see the bigger picture. Evil just sees, like, what's right in front, and it goes, oh, that's it, that's everything, you know. And evil doesn't look around and like put the full picture together, see what's really going on, you know. So yeah, God bless everybody. I'm probably gonna end this video here. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate everybody. And yeah, you know, good is stronger than evil, God is stronger than the devil. And don't let lies, deception, manipulation, fakeness, cowardiceness, don't let that gain power over you, you know. Stay to yourself, keep on jogging, and these other people are going to be sprinting and burning out their energy and doing a bunch of dumb stuff, and don't get caught up in it. So yeah, y'all, this is Truth Tiger. Thank you to everybody, and I'll see you next time.